Amy here from the Stamping Tree, and I'm here to show you a video about how I made my project from last week, heat transfer vinyl on fabric. So I've used my Gypsy to pick out some subway art from the Word Collage cartridge. My niece is a musician, so I wanted to use the composer subway art. The thing to remember about using heat transfer vinyl is that everything has to be cut out backwards because you're going to put it flat down on your project and iron it on. So you have to remember to flip everything. So that's how it looks when it's not flipped. That's how it looks if you were using just regular vinyl and you were going to put it on wood. So you have to flip it so you can use the heat transfer vinyl. I want to use different colors of vinyl, so I've made a layer for each different color that I want to use, and I've hidden all the letters that I don't want to be that particular color. So for example, this is my red layer, so I want those words to be red, so I've hidden all the others. You can do this in Cricut Craft Room too. Here's the blue layer. I've hidden everything I don't want to be blue. Green and orange. Okay? I think this will look really great on a black t-shirt. So I wanted to show you the heat transfer vinyl. You can see that one side is very shiny and the other side is matte. The shiny side is actually a plastic covering that is going to act as the transfer tape for your vinyl. So you don't want to cut through that. The matte side is going to be the sticky side when you iron it onto your fabric. So you want to place the shiny side down on your mat. And as you can see, this is my red layer. I've got the red vinyl laid on the mat in such a way that I know both my pieces will cut. I'm going to load my mat. Now, to make a kiss cut, that is to cut through the vinyl but not through your adhesive backing or your transfer tape or whatever, you want to use a kiss cut. Some people use a blade setting of 3, some use and a pressure of 3. I use a blade setting of 2 and a pressure of 2 and a speed of 3. You'll probably have to experiment with small pieces of vinyl to find out what works best in your machine. Okay, so I've got my mat loaded and I'm ready to cut. Okay, it's going to ask me to make sure that my settings are correct, and I've already made sure of that, so I'm going to push OK. Okay, now we're going to unload our mat. And you probably can't see this very well, but you'll be able to see it more when we weed the vinyl. Okay, so I've cut out all my vinyl and I'm ready to start weeding. You know how much we crafters hate waste, so what I'm doing is I'm using an X-Acto knife to cut off all the parts that don't have my cuts on them so that I can save it and use it for another project. I'm just going to use my ruler. I'm going to go underneath my cut and, whoops. In the interest of time, I've already made some of my other cuts. Now I'm going to use my spatula to peel up the part that I've cut off. And we'll save that for another day. Now you will have some waste on your vinyl. That's inevitable. Didn't quite get these cut through. I'm going to do that now. There we go. And then this one down here. Okay. All right. Now you can see I've left these two pieces, the long name and then the shorter name, connected. That's going to help me with placement. Now, to weed, you use the weeding tool. You can get this in the Cricut toolkit. It's very useful. And I usually leave my vinyl on my mat to weed. That helps it stay stuck down, and so all I pull up is the part I don't want. I usually start at a corner. And my weeding tool, for some reason, I must have dropped it or something, it has a little hook on it, but actually that helps me when I'm weeding vinyl. Okay, so you get a corner started, and then you very slowly and carefully peel it, start peeling it away. And vinyl is really pretty easy to work with the Cricut. Cricut machines are based on vinyl sign making machines. So vinyl actually works very, very well in the Cricut. You get nice clean cuts usually, and I really like to work with vinyl in the Cricut. Okay. Little piece off. And I'm going to take my weeding tool again and weed out all the insides of the letters. Like L's and E's and A's and things like that. The loops often have a little thing that you have to weed out to make it look more like the letter it's supposed to look like. Oops. And then get this little piece off of there. There's a few little teeny holes. Sometimes you have to tilt your head to the side to see everything because of the glare. Okay, so that's done, and here are the other three colors that I've already done. Chopin and Beethoven, Vivaldi, and Mozart. Okay, so the next step will be to show you how to iron it onto the fabric.